and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with my next Thankful for You video. And today I am going to talk about being appreciated, how good that feels, good food, and having the best dates for an appreciation benefit. And I'm going to use my Hip Kit Club. I don't have but a few scraps left. Like, this is what I have, like, right here. I find, like, one or two other little pieces. Other than packaging, this is it. And then I have this thank you card that Hip Kit Club sent me once. And then, of course, the packaging behind all of these embellishments, plus all the embellishments. But that's it. Oh, and this little tag that I made for another layout and didn't end up using. So I really want to use as much of these scraps as I can and as many embellishments as I can. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, and my pictures. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I'm just going to take all of these branding strips and little bits and pieces that I have and tear the end because I don't want them to go completely to the edge. And I don't want them to all be uniform. So I just tear them at the edges just a little, and then some of them I tear a little bit more. It's kind of going to come down to a V in the middle, but a lot of that's going to get covered. So it's just a way of having a little bit of color splashed everywhere. I mean, like, a little bit of that purple is still going to stick out. And please don't tell my best friend, but there is pink on this layout. Not a ton, and I try and keep it as far away from her as I can, but there are a little bits and pieces of pink. Sorry, Brie. So I just take all of those, and then there's some pre-made mixed media stickers on here, and I always forget about them until I've already like gotten to a point where I can't use them because they're pretty large. So I get those tucked in, and I love the way those look. I cut the bottom one that's coming over the edge, and then I just tuck that little bit over here on the left side. And then I'm going to use some packaging to map my pictures. Like, I'm really trying to use this stuff up. And so I love this packaging. It's simple. It's white, but it's got little, oh gosh, pink stripes. Sorry, Brie, just don't watch this video. So anyway, so I'm just going to do all of those layers, and then I want to use this thank you card because this is the last like bits of stuff that's going to work with that, like this collection. So I am going to cover where it says thank you. So all you see is the florals at the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to layer it on top of this other picture because it's just a bunch of greenery. When we took the picture that's like further out, someone took it for us. There's like a really neat little like UK symbol in the back because we live in Kentucky, and of course that's, you know, the University of Kentucky. And so there was like that in the back, and then some other stuff, and it's kind of neat. But the picture up close, like that my friend Ashley took, came out better and then with better lighting than the one that someone offered to take for us. So I ended up printing that instead. And then of course the selfie up at the top, Ashley also took. So the funny thing is we are in the exact same order on both of the pictures. I'm just going to start tucking lots of different things in. I don't have a lot of opportunity to use food embellishments. I'm not a huge fan of just sticking them on a layout that doesn't have anything to do with food. I mean, like, some things are fine. And if it can, I don't know. I'm not always like super themey, but sometimes I really just like to have some kind of legitimate reason for something to be on a layout. So this evening was a benefit for all of the volunteers at the Opera House. And me and my friend Courtney volunteers. You've probably seen videos before of us. And so we were allowed to bring a plus one. And so both of us brought, oddly enough, my two best friends. So the four of us had a fantastic time and laughed a lot, sang a lot, and the food was delicious. And so it was a really good evening. They had a guy come and perform for us, and he sang like Broadway musicals, and I know some of them, and of course sang them a lot, like, you know, top of our lungs kind of singing. My friend Courtney, on the other hand, knows quite a few of them. So she was performing, and I would just like pick up like the chorus that I knew or something. But it was a really good time. We had such a fun time, and it's always nice to feel appreciated. and it was a lovely meal for all of us. And so that was cool. I do want to put a little journaling on here. So I wanted to use one of these frames, but the bigger ones that I kind of would have wanted to use are so big. And because of course I'm thinking of it after the fact, I don't want to cover the picture as much as I would need to if it was one of the bigger Polaroid size pictures. So I just used the smaller one with the leaves. And I use the packaging that already has lines on it to mat it so I can use that to do my journaling. And I just make a note about how the Opera House had a banquet for all the volunteers and a +1. And we had such a good time. And the food was amazing. And we sang a lot and laughed, which is absolutely true. We also had free wine. And that was lovely. And I didn't drive, so I actually had 2 glasses of wine, which is unusual for me. I'm usually the driver, but Courtney drove that night. So it was a whole lot of fun. And it was, a good evening. The 4 of us always getting along. And it's weird when your worlds start to collide. Like, I've known Bree for almost 30 years. I met Courtney about 9 years ago when she and I worked at the same school together. Then she left that school, and Bree, my best friend, moved into the position that Courtney was in. And then when I moved to a new school is when I met Ashley. And then Ashley ended up meeting Courtney because she went on the road trip to New York with us. So it's like all my worlds are starting to come together, and it's lovely because they all get along really well, and that makes me super happy, and I'm very grateful for that. And so to have this evening with the 4 of us laughing and cracking up and just all sorts of shenanigans and fun things, that was fabulous. And then, like I said, the food was so good. And I don't like carrots, but they had some carrots there that were so good that we ended up getting the recipe. But anyway, I just put as many embellishments on here as I could in those 2 little clusters. And then I put that title up at the top that says thankful and some wordy bits covering some of the extra space on the pictures. Like Courtney's purse was on the table and it's like bright green. And so I put that like favorite photo or whatever, that little favorite photo embellishment right over top of it so it wouldn't take away from all our very folly patterned, all 4 of us had patterned clothes on. I don't typically wear patterns. But anyway, so it was a lovely evening. I'm super grateful to the Opera House for, showing us that they were appreciative of us and letting us take a +1 and that Bree and Ashley could go with us and that we had such a good time. I'm grateful to have all these experiences that I never would have had Courtney and I roped me into helping her volunteer at the Opera House. So anyway, I would love it if you'd give me a thumbs up if you like this video and or my layout. And I'd love it if you'd come back and see me again really soon. I should be here the rest of the month. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.